Good morning, traders. I've compiled all my data so far for all my trades that I took today, which is 3 in total. And the argument to hold for 2R is pretty compelling. And today was a little bit of a weird day. If you watched my previous videos, you know that I had some issues with glitches on Webull, and also some entries that I got filled pretty high on because of the spread. But even with all that stuff considered, if I would have just held to 2R on every single trade and ignored all of those issues, I would have made about 900% more than I actually made so far today. So that's a pretty compelling argument. Just look at that real quick here. So this is what I actually made today so far, $2.45 for almost a 0.5% gain on my account, which isn't that bad, you know, considering the small cash account and everything. But if I would have just held to 2R on every trade, even though one of them didn't go to 2R, it would have stopped me out at 1R. So even including that loss, I would be up over $18 instead of $2. So that's pretty crazy. I mean, let's just take a look really quick at where those entries are and where I would have gotten the 2R target. So I entered for the break of this candle on my first trade, and I wanted to get $8.01, but I got filled pretty high. Instead of showing you the fills in Webull, I'll just show you here. It's easier on the spreadsheet. I got filled at $8.26, so 25 cents higher than my entry. So that scared me, and I started to scale out instead of holding to 2R. But this thing still went to 2R even with that crazy risk. You know, I wanted to risk 40 cents and I was risking 65 cents, and but it still went to 2R easily because the 2R, let me look at the 2R calculator real quick here. The 2R on that trade, the target was 956 and it went all the way to 979. So not only did it go to 2R, but it went quite a bit above that. So I would have gotten easily filled on the 2R and made somewhere, you know, around I don't know, but you know, at the end of the day, you can see the difference in P&L. I didn't calculate the individual difference, but I'm sure it would have been, you know, like probably $4 or $6 or something like that compared to the $2 that I made. So anyway, the next trade that I took was over here. When this thing pulled back down, I thought maybe it'll make one more move higher, so I bought for the break of this candle. And it didn't go to 2R. It would have stopped me out. And I just kind of managed that trade and just came away with a basically break-even trade. But yeah, 6 cents instead of taking the 1R stop loss. But even if I would have taken the 1R stop loss, I would still be at this number here because that's all included in the calculation. You can see the formulas that I'm using there. And then the third trade, which was at the market open, was really crazy because Webull glitched really hard. I have a video of that, and basically, once I got in the trade, it's kind of stalled out. It didn't show that it filled me for a very long time, and it was throwing all these errors. So I just thought, you know what? As soon as I can, I'm just going to get out of this trade, even if it was for a loss, because I didn't like the way Webull was acting. But my 2R on that one was $1.03, and again I got some slippage there. This isn't really the ideal entry. I need to change this because now I'm using this to calculate my actual entry. And so I needed to get to $1.03 to hit 2R, and let's see what happened here. So I watched it break the high of pre-market, and I got in on this pullback when this candle broke the high of this candle. So this was my stop loss, was the low of this candle, 83 cents. And this is when Webull just started going crazy, and I couldn't get any shares out on this candle, and I just had to kind of wait till Webull came back online, which was right around this area, and then I just started to scale out right away as soon as I was in the green because I just wanted out of the trade at that point because of the way Webull was acting. But what ended up happening is this thing, it did go down a little bit. It went all the way down to 83.4 cents, which is still not to my stop loss. I still would have had to hold this trade, and then it went easily to my 2R target. There it is right there, $1.03. I'm not sure if I would have been filled on that candle. It says $1.03.1. I'm sure I probably would have had it set to $1.03. And either would have been filled on this candle or over here for 2R. And then I probably would have just sold 75%, and I would have been able to catch some of this run as well. And then eventually this thing went into a halt on the way back down. But pretty crazy stuff. I mean, I didn't feel that good about all of those entries because of either slippage due to the spread or because of a Webull glitch or something. But still, they all went to 2R. Well, except for that one. 2 out of 3 went to 2R, but because the 2R is such a much a greater gain than the 1R loss, I would have been up a huge amount compared to where I am actually up. So I just thought I would share that with you guys. Now, it's not to say that, you should just hold every single trade to 2R. You really have to understand how to find a really good entry, a high probability entry. If your entry is not that good, then 2R is not very likely to happen. So yeah, this is a compelling argument to hold to 2R, but that is considering you're picking the right stocks and your entries are really strong, and it takes a while to develop that skill. And it's not really something I can just tell you right here, right now. That would be probably a whole series of videos, which I would consider making if my progress still continues in this way and shows that I am really picking good entries and good stocks. So anyway, just thought I would share that with you because I just thought that's pretty crazy. The difference is about 900%. But, I'm not beating myself up too much about it just because, my plan up to this point has been for ideal entries, which I don't consider those entries ideal. And then when Webull glitched out like crazy, that's kind of like an all bets are off thing for me. I just want to do damage control at that point and get out of the trade as quick as possible because there's no telling how long Webull would have been out. And, if I would have been able to get out when that thing ran up, who knows? I don't know. So, but either way, pretty strong evidence there for the holding till 2R. Again, considering your entries are very strong. All right, guys. Hopefully this helps you. Let me know in the comment section below.